for student, and then um checks if that student is registered on our system, meaning the student is enrolled on the class. Okay, we check their attendance, and at the same time get the timestamp whenever they had their attendance checked. Okay, so we save the date, we save the name, we save the image, and at the same time um that's it. We allow the students to enter if we include different systems, okay, altogether. Okay, so in our case today, we will be having a discussion about how can we create game using similar technology, meaning we will be playing around with face recognition again. Okay, based on the video you've been watching earlier. Okay, it discusses face filters. Okay, your cameras, if we have our own, or we can borrow our parents mobile phones. Okay, there are applications there that can include additional images on our pictures, right? Similar on my background here, Ken, including the background of Brent. Okay, we also play around with virtual backgrounds. Okay, meaning not just the actual footage or capture of the camera. Okay, we can also include different media. Okay, like images or GIFs or videos. Okay, that is being presented together with the actual physical, okay, capture, okay, of the camera, like the person in front of that, okay, in front of that camera. Okay, so let's see. Uh-huh. Okay, if we're familiar with um CGI, okay, I'm sure you've heard, okay, the movie, or you've watched the movie Lord of the Rings, let's say The Hobbit. Okay, have you watched The Hobbit? Okay. Um, do you know who the dragon is? Okay. Yes, Brent.
Smog.
Yes, it's Smog. Okay. But behind the dragon, there's an actor. Okay. I'll show you first the scene where the actor, okay, speaks or enacts the character of Smog. Okay. So I'll show you here. I have your video. Do you see my video? Do you see my screen? I opened up here YouTube. Okay, let me do this side by side. Okay. So here, can you tell me if you can hear the audio, ha? Can you hear it?
No po.
Okay. How about now? Can you hear it? Uh,
No
let
po.
let me link na lang the microphone here. Tell me if it's too loud, ah. Okay. So that's a quick video. Okay. What have you noticed on the video? Oh, what? Okay. What have you noticed on that video? Okay, you have there on the upper right side the actor, okay, that plays the role of Smog, and the lower right, which is the actual footage of the movie, right? Where the while the actor speaks, at the same time it's being projected, okay, on the movie, that the dragon also speaks. Okay, so if you've noticed on the upper right side, there are different dots, okay, on the face of the actor. Okay, have you seen that? Yes, very good. There are different dots on the actor. Okay. Um, in CGI and in filmmaking, okay, we use those dots to capture specific points, okay, on the video we are capturing, okay, to set specific details of placements, okay, of specific area on the face or even on the body. There are instances that we also use a black plain costume with white dots on it, okay, so that it can track, okay, the different movement, okay, from our facial expressions to the way our mouth move, the moment our eyes wink, okay. So it takes those, okay, movement and takes those details so that it can be converted into x and y position on our tool that we are using. Okay. In our case, we are using the Pictoblox. Okay. In our case, we are using the Pictoblox. Okay. And if you can see here, we have Toby. Okay. If you can remember last time, we play around with Toby using the go-to, okay, X and Y position block. Okay. And try to manipulate the position of Toby, okay, to move around on specific position. Okay. So in this class today, we will be playing around with again face detection. Okay. So I'll include here the artificial intelligence na extension. Okay. So that um it would allow us to uh, use the camera, okay, and use the camera and keep track of our details or the face and etc. Okay, so I think it's not the artificial intelligence. Instead, this one, the human body detection. Okay, with using the human body detection, it allows us to track, okay, the different movement of specific body parts this time. Okay, so similar to what we've seen on the video earlier, the different dots, okay, provided on the or rather placed on the face of our actor, okay, um those are the dots that the computer or the camera keeps track. Okay, so it keeps tracking those specific dots so that it can relay the information or rather the x and y position of that specific marker. Okay, so we call the technology motion tracking. Okay, here I quick search in Google. Okay? Motion tracker daw refers to motion capture, okay, or the process of recording the movement of objects or people. Okay? So it captures the details of the movement of a specific object or in our case the marker on the video and later on our program the face of our user. Okay? So matching, moving, a cinematic technique that allows the insertion of computer graphics into live action footage, meaning live action footage, the live captured video feed, okay, of the of the uh recording, okay. So with correct possession, by scale is what we say scale here is the size, okay, of that specific object and the orientation, whether the object is rotated, okay, in a specific degrees and motion relative to the objects in the shot. Okay, so this is a technique we use, okay, in multiple areas, okay, included CGI or film, game development, even your face filters on your camera or different applications that uses camera. Okay, so using the human body extension, okay, the only requirement we will be needing here is as long as we have stable internet so that it can download the different blocks, okay, and feed it on the cloud. Okay, that would be good. Okay. Also notice there were dots on his body, use project movements of the face. Okay, very good. Okay, so here using this extension, you can turn on the camera. Okay, so it can this time track. I'm using the camera on the Google Meets. So I'll turn off my camera and use it on this application. Okay, so I have this here now. So with this set of blocks, okay, we can detect the position of a specific, okay, part of our face or our body. The nose, okay, the left eye, the left ear, the right ear, etc. Okay, so it can track, okay, the different body parts as long as we've, okay, included it in the program. Okay, so tracking the nose. Okay, previously I've explored or played around with tracking the index finger, okay, the position of the different fingers on the hand. Okay, because it also can track or analyze the image, okay, the human pose, meaning the different body parts included on the video. Okay, and also it can also analyze the hand, okay, specifically the different fingers on your hand. Okay, so here the exposition of whatever uh, finger, okay, and at the same time, whatever section of that finger, okay, your finger is divided into different joints, okay, the topmost, the middle, bottom. Okay, so there are different uh, joints connecting your finger. Okay, so the first section here, the drop down button here on the X position of, okay, specific finger, okay, is the joint we're in. Okay, what we are tracking, okay, whether on the topmost of that specific finger or the middle or the bottom. Okay, so next is what type of finger are we tracking? Is it the thumb, the index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, the pinky? Okay, so our system can also identify those specific details. Okay, similarly on the video we've watched, okay, wherein it keeps tracking the different dots, okay, placed on the face. Okay, so our system right now, Pictoblox, can track the different joints, okay, and points of our, okay, finger or the hand. Okay, so using these different blocks, we can play around with also different things. Okay, like what we are about to do. Okay, let me open the project. I don't want to save this file. Okay, so this was the project I made, okay, previously. um Allows us to play a game. Okay, if you've seen the tutorial, okay, with regards to the Flappy Bird. Okay, have you seen the Flappy Bird tutorial using Pictoblox? Okay, so here it allows us to control, okay, the bird, okay, using the marker on our nose. Okay, so um letting our Flappy Bird to move around, okay, and navigate, okay, the different section of the field or the map. Okay, so giving us scores based on how many pipes have we already what do you call this, have we already gone past through. Okay, so with this tutorial, I'm also using the same technology here. Okay, but except for the eVive, okay, the eVive kit. Okay, so here, upon opening the project, okay, we can see on our sprite section here, we have different sprites. Okay, we have the maze I made, the ball, a sprite for a start game, a sprite for game over, different hearts, okay, and a sprite for what's this? Game one. Once we've successfully navigated through, okay, the maze, and then, okay, allows us to win the game. Okay, so okay. So every if we are still not familiar with Pictoblox, okay, Pictoblox is also an object oriented programming tool, okay, that allows us to specifically, okay, include different programs or code on different objects like different sprites. Okay, if I shuffle between sprite 1 and the ball, okay, you can see that there are already program blocks, okay, on the different object that is being clicked. Like the sprite one I have here, okay, game start, when I receive game start, when I receive game over, when I receive game one, okay, and at the same time when I click the ball, okay, I have here the main chunk of the program, okay, especially how we can move the ball later, okay, go to exposition, and how can we win the game, and at the same time how can we lose, okay, and at the same time how can we increase our score. Okay, so I'll discuss this later on you one by one so that we can fully understand the code. Okay, so I'm just showing you that every section or every object or every asset, by asset I mean the different images that we are using, including the stage, okay, including the stage, have their own specific code. Okay, so that's one thing. That's good. That's a good thing about object oriented programming, is that we can include separate behavior on different objects, okay, including different assets. Okay, so is that clear? Okay. uh, do you have any questions so far, or am I too fast? Please let me know if I'm too fast, ha, so that I can pause and at the same time I can discuss it thoroughly. Okay? So don't be shy to interrupt me whenever. Okay? So with that, okay, we've discussed the object-oriented portion of our Pictoblox. Next is what I'm going to discuss now is the uh, how we game developers, okay, develop our game. Okay, so basically, the specific section is the different game state, okay, or the states of the game. Okay, so let me again share a search box, YouTube, game state, game development. Okay, so using game states, okay, allows us to um include a specific, or rather program a specific behavior for a specific condition, okay, or state wherein our game is currently at. Okay, for example, if we are currently on the game or in the main menu, okay, if we are currently in the game, the main menu, okay, we can present specific objects like open, or allow the different sprites like start game button, if we can include options. Okay, options button, we can present the different settings like quit game, start button, and option button, so that the moment our player clicks the different section, it changes into a different state. Okay, it changes into a different state. Like for example, I have here the start game. Okay, if I click, okay, the green flag, okay, um it plays a sound or a music. Do you hear it? Okay. It plays a music and shows the start game and also the maze. Unlike before, there's nothing there. Okay. If I click the start game, okay, um, the moment I click the green flag, okay, it broadcast. Okay, I have here a block called broadcast. Okay, this allows us to change a different state of our game. Okay, so we can see it on the events. Okay, on the events I have here when I receive. Okay, when I receive a specific state, okay, we can create a different state. Like for example, options. Okay, I'll show you later how we can play around with this. Okay, so I've included the options. Now, after creating the options, it will be it would appear on the different messages. Okay, so this is the switch, okay, we use to, okay, receive, okay, specific data like what state are we in right now, and if we are on a specific state, then we do this following, okay, set of codes like when I receive the game start button, let's start first with the basics, okay. If I click the green flag here, it switches the state from the null state, okay, meaning we don't have any state at all yet, okay. Then after clicking the green flag, it sets the state into game start using the broadcast block. Okay, the broadcast block allows us to change the state of the game into the game start state. Okay, so if I click let if I click the green flag, okay, it plays a background music, okay, play sound, okay, and then if I go over to different naman na objects like the maze, okay, the moment that we are in the game start state, okay, of the game, it shows the maze, okay, because by default our maze is not shown, okay. So the moment that we are in the game start state, okay, it shows the maze, and at the same time, um, okay, at the game start, okay, we don't have the ball yet, okay, at the game start state, okay. At the same time, it shows the sprite, okay, of the game start button or the start game button, okay, setting it to show, and at the same time setting the position into the 0 0 position of the screen, okay. So with game start, we don't have the game over sprite yet, we don't have the different hearts yet, okay. So we don't have the game one sprite, okay. So that's for the game start, okay. So I click the green flag, okay. If we see we are currently on the specific uh okay state, okay, the game start, okay. Upon clicking the start game, hopefully the music is not too loud. Is it too loud or not? Let me first check the chat. Mhm. Okay, is the music too loud? Okay, so I think you're not hearing any music. So I'll okay, I'll go. Okay, no sound. So okay, I think there's something with the presenting, okay, of the Google Meets that doesn't capture the sound setting. Okay, so let's play again. Okay, so the sound is already there. Okay, um, but it might be too loud. Okay, so I'll reduce my volume, and upon clicking the start game, okay, upon clicking the start game, okay, we switch to a different state, okay. So upon clicking the start game, it switches us to in game, okay, state, meaning we are already playing the game, okay. It changed from um game start, okay, into in game, okay, meaning we're already playing the game, and then shows the different details again, okay, the ball, the hearts, okay, and we can now allow the ball to be moved around, okay, like this, okay. It tracks the movement of my nose, so a fun exercise, okay, this game could be a fun exercise for kids, okay, because it tracks the movement of my nose, Okay, and then allows me to get specific hearts or objects on the field. Okay, navigating through the maze without touching the purple walls. Okay, the moment I touch the purple wall, okay, the game is over. Okay, the moment I touch the purple wall, the purple wall, okay, the game would end and we start over again. Okay, so it could be a fun exercise for kids. Okay, allowing them to move around the camera. Okay, so that they can navigate the maze. Okay, and at the same time a fun practice for us, okay, for us to develop this application, because this time we can play around with the different objects. At the same time we can play around with the different facial detection features, okay, including the hands. Okay, so um okay, um let me now discuss the different sections of this, okay, program. Okay, I started with the stage. Clicking here on the stage section, okay, um, showing the code, showing the background. Okay, for now, I have this different circles as my background for the stage. Okay, but it can't be seen in the game since um, the camera transparency, okay, is zero. So later I'll show you how I can play around with it. Okay, so with the stage selected, okay, the stage selected here on the right side, okay, I have different blocks, okay, showing whenever I receive, okay, a specific message. Okay, by message, the different changes of, okay, the game state. Okay, so there's a broadcast block here that allows me to change the specific state from its current, okay, into the next state wherein, okay, we provide different rules. Okay, so upon the game start, okay, if we're in the game start state, we play music. Okay, and at the same time, if we are in the game over state, okay, if we are in the game over state, okay, we play a sound that shows, okay, that it's game over. Okay, that sound. Okay, while if we are in the game start state, there's this serene music. Okay, this allows us, okay, to be energetically play the game. Okay, not just a boring old, okay, regular game without music. Okay, a game a game without music is very boring. Okay, so that's why there are times that we when we're playing games, we put the volume up and um play the game and enjoy the game with different effects, sound effects like explosions, and different sound effects like satisfying sound effects like the moment we uh we acquire a coin on the game, like the ding sound, the ding. Okay, with here, okay, how I created that specific uh section here. Okay, so I went to the events. Okay, and then I drag the when I receive blank message. Okay, so here I have here the game start, and then I went to the sound, the sound set, the sound blocks. Okay, the sound group. Okay, and then I selected the play sound. Okay, play sound, and select a specific sound. Okay, by default all you can have there is the pop, this one, the first. Okay, the first sound that is being seen on your Pictoblox by default. Okay, a simple pop sound. Okay, so that's the one they used for the Flappy Bird. Okay, so how did I have this specific set of music? Okay, I went over to the internet and searched for royalty free game sound effects. Okay, I just look for different websites that allows me to download, okay, different sound effects. Okay, so adding royalty free to the the search keyword would let you download them for free without any payment in the future. Okay, so that's an important part there. Okay, so with this I can select different sound effects, okay, for the game. Okay, so I can select different sound effects for the game. I downloaded it, and then using the choose a sound button down here, I can upload that specific sound over to the Pictoblox. Okay, so I have here additional different music, but it's not relevant on our current discussion since these background musics are for presentation and not for game design and game development na portion. Okay? So I only used okay these two specific sound. Okay, the sound effect for the game over screen and the sound effect for the moment we play the game. Okay? So that's it for the stage section. Then okay, after the stage, I'd go to the sprite. Okay? The sprite is a maze I made, okay, using the costumes. Okay, so for us to create this, okay, I'd go down here under the selection of different sprites. Okay, click the paint button. Okay, upon clicking the paint button, it creates an empty canvas, okay, with an empty screen here, okay, where we can play around with the different um, uh, drawings, doodles, and even we can create our custom designed maze, okay, for us to play around and allow our player to navigate, okay, and allow to the player to successfully end the game with this specific uh, design, okay, of the map. Okay, so um playing with the custom design. Okay, so I can also include or add additional, okay, costumes here if we want to uh continue from this maze. After exiting the maze, we can get another maze for us to play around. Okay, and then later on and navigate until we have successfully navigated all the different levels. Okay, so for example, I want to create a different level here. Okay, so this time this is costume 2. Okay, I can create different blocks. Okay, so this is the only tedious part here because um playing with your creativity, okay, and creating different blocks, okay, on or rather different design is a very tedious portion of the development. Okay, so creating the different assets would take you a little bit of a longer time, okay, since it you must project your creativity on, okay, the design, okay, of your game. Okay, so that's for the creation of the maze, and then the code behind it is a simple code. Okay, when we are in the game start state, okay, the maze should be shown. Okay, unlike here right now, there's no maze. Okay, on the camera feed, just the game over. Okay, but the moment I click the start or the green flag, it switches the state into game start from game over state. Okay, so that the maze will now be shown. Okay, so it's being displayed. So after that, if we reach the game over, okay, the game over state, then it just hides, okay, the maze. And at the same time, when I receive the game one state, okay, it also hides, but at the same time on the game one naman na case, okay, it shows the game one na um uh sprite. Okay, the game one sprite, but I'll get to this later. Okay, so for now, This is the sprite for rather the code behind the maze. Okay, and then um upon clicking or setting the state into is game start state, okay, it shows the game start sprite. Okay, setting the position to 0 0. Okay, placing it on the bottom center of our screen. Okay, and if uh the game receives the state that it's currently in game, or the player is currently playing, okay, it hides the game start button. Okay, so other than that, once the game start button was clicked by the player, okay, it changes the state into in game. Okay, so this is our control over here. Okay, the one that controls the next state, which is the in game state from game start to in game. Okay, is if we click this specific sprite, okay, then it switches, okay, the state back into in game. Okay, so that's that portion. Okay, so next is once we are currently in game. Okay, as I've shown you earlier, okay, once we are in game, we now display the different details, like the different hearts and the the ball that we are trying to navigate over to the maze. Okay, so this is the code we have here. When we are currently in game or in game state, we show the ball. Okay, if we are not in the in-game state, then we just hide the ball. Okay, then showing the ball and turning on the camera. Okay, turning on the camera. The camera we used is again from the human body extension, this one. Okay, so if I change the transparency of this camera into, let's say, around 40. Okay, now this time it shows the background, okay, or the backdrop we have on the stage earlier. Okay, this one, backdrops. Okay, this was the stage I've selected earlier. Okay, but it's too um heavy on the eyes. That's why I just removed it instead. Okay, so we just play around with the transparency of 0. Okay, but in your case, if you want to play around with it, okay, you can just select the backdrop. Okay, and change the backdrop into whatever you like. Let's say, for example, you want it to be hearts. Okay, the backdrop should be heart. Okay, then I just change the transparency into, let's say, 10. Okay, or 20. Okay, or let's make it around 60. Oh, it's too painful in the eyes. Okay, so it's too bright. Okay, just tweak around with it. Okay, at least it adds a little bit of filter, okay, on your camera. um if I change it to 100, yeah, I'm gone. Okay, so that's why I just set it to transparency 0%, so that it won't be too painful on our eyes. Okay, next step is I added if you remember last topic we had, the loop statement. Okay, we have here the forever loop. It displays, okay, until a specific motion like stop all. Okay, a stop all block is played or, okay, is being run. Okay, so this loop will go over and over and over and over again until this stop all block had been executed. Okay, so under the forever loop, I we now start tracking, okay, the position of our player, or the person in front of the camera. Okay, so I added here analyze image for human pose. Okay, so this allows the system to track, okay, the different features, okay, or facial features of the person in front of the camera. Okay, and the information we need here is, okay, the position. Okay, the position of the nose. Okay, because we will be using the nose, okay, nose position to check whether, okay, how our ball should be moving. Okay, so previously I played around with, as I've mentioned earlier, okay, I've played around with the hand. Okay, I tried using the index finger. So I'll show you how I've done it. Okay, so I put the if hand selected, okay, if hand selected condition there, okay, and then go to the motion, okay, the motion section, and okay, get this go to, okay, go to XY position. This allows us to change, okay, the position of the ball. Again, we are programming the behavior of the ball here, okay, since we are selecting the ball. Okay, so change the position of the ball based on, okay, the position of the specific, okay, position of our, okay, this one is the X position. We can just duplicate it, okay, and change the other one into the Y position, okay, so allowing us to track, okay, our hand, okay, and um identify the specific, okay, section of that specific finger. I'll put it the top, and then I'll change um the finger into index finger. Okay, I'll do this to the Y position also. Okay, so with this, the moment I start the game, it it is already tracking, okay, my position. Okay, but this time, dali lang. Okay, I think we are currently on a different state. Okay, it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. mm, okay. Okay, the problem I have here is that I'm using the analyze image for human pose. Okay, it means that it still keeps tracks the facial and the position of my body. Okay, instead what we'll be needing here is the analyze image for hand. Okay, this time, so instead of us using the analyze human pose, we'll be using image for hand. Okay, so that we can precisely detect the position and the location of the different fingers. Okay, so if I click this in game, now it constantly keeps tracking, okay, of the hand. Okay, the moment it detects my finger, okay, I can now move the, okay, position of the ball. Okay, the only problem I had here before is that whenever it detects multiple hand, sometimes there are instances it changes, okay, the ball shifts. Okay, if you see that, okay, the ball just shifts, okay, into a different position. Okay, so giving us a less control over the ball, because there are instances that the moment it shifts the position, then it could cost us the game. Okay, we might touch the purple wall, okay, if we use the analyze from hand portion. Okay, so that's why I scrape this portion of the program and just stuck with, okay, the post instead. Okay, so this time I used the nose pose. Okay, okay, if nose is detected, this way there's only one nose on the human face. Okay, if there's another person in the background, then that might cost us the game. But if you're the only person facing the camera, okay, there's a precise control over the ball this time. Okay, because it allows us to, okay, specifically, okay, maneuver the object or the ball. Okay, so that's for the movement of our of our ball. Next is the different game mechanics we included. By game mechanics, these are the different rules we included in the game. Okay, this shows us how we can win the game, how we can score points in the game, how we could lose the game. Okay, so that's for the game mechanics. Okay, so I added the different conditions here. If you can see, I have three if statements. Okay, one is if, okay, the ball touch a specific color, particularly the purple, okay, particularly the purple, it switches the state of the game into game over. Okay, so meaning it ends the game. Okay, so with this rule, okay, the moment the ball, okay, touched the section of the wall, okay, the game would be over. Okay, for example, okay, the only thing attached here is the movement and the rule that allows us to end the game if we touch the purple block or the purple wall. Okay, the moment I start the game, the moment it touched the wall, okay, the game ended. Okay, so that's for the first rule, the game over, or um the lose, or the game over rule. Okay, so how the game could be ended. Next is, okay, the section of how we can win the game. Okay, so if we have a rule allowing us to end the game, okay, or losing the game, then we should have a condition or a rule that allows us to win the game instead, because it would be fun if we just keep losing. Okay, the game won't be fun if there's no win condition. Okay, so if it's only a lose condition, then it's just a bit of a hassle or a challenge. Okay, so this time I've added the section here that once we touch the green section, okay, we win the game. Okay, so how can, okay, we add the green color? Okay, if you remember the sprite I made using the maze, okay, I have here two different colors. I have the maze wall as purple, okay, and at the same time I made the exit sign green. Okay, this way the moment we touch the exit sign, okay, we win the game instead of losing if we touch the purple section of the maze. Okay, so if I play the game, click the game start, I'll start here, okay, so that it won't be too hard for me naman, because again it requires us to move our body so that we can navigate the maze. Okay, so I start here, stand, and okay, have you seen, it ended the game. Again, I'll start over. Let me slowly stand up. Okay, so I'll do a little bit of a cheat here. So I'll start in this position instead. Okay? So that, okay? So that's it. The moment the ball touched the green sprite, or the green section of the image, the exit sign, okay? It would end the game, winning us. Okay? Winning us the game, allowing us to win the game. Okay? So that's for the core mechanics, meaning this is for the win and loss condition of the game. Okay? So it's a simple code, okay, that checks if the ball touched a specific color. Okay? That's the rule we had there. Okay? And now it won't also be fun if uh we just win and lose. Sometimes players or gamers like us, okay, would also love to have, okay, a scoring system, right? If we keep accumulating score, we can play it with friends and compare the scores we had, okay, compared to the scores they had while playing the game. Okay, so I added here a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so I included these hearts. Okay, the heart and the scoring condition here on the ano, on the on the game. Okay, so um I had here a condition or an if statement, okay, that if the ball daw touched the red color, meaning the heart sprites, okay, it would change my variable. Okay, so what's my variable? This is the variable. Okay, so it's a a placeholder for data like numbers. Okay, that would allow us to increase or subtract from it, okay, based on the different conditions we had. Okay, so I use the my variable set block, okay, setting, okay, the variable by one, increasing the variable by one the moment we touch a heart. Okay, so if a variable, or rather if a heart was touched by the ball, okay, it increases the score. This will hold the score of the player. Okay, so the variable block will hold the data or details of, okay, the score of the player. Okay, and also I included a pop sound. Okay, I also included a pop sound for the game. Okay, this way the moment we touch hearts, okay, with the moment we touch hearts, okay, ng the game uh the game would execute a little bit of a pop sound. Okay, so let's make excuse first. I really need to take this call. Okay, for a while. Hey, sorry for that. So that's for the rule of scoring. Okay? So we can create different set of rules also if we want to. Okay, but for our case here, I just incremented or increased the variables value by one the moment we touch a heart. Okay? So by attaching it here and playing the game, okay? Start button. With this setting, we just make sure that if we click the start game, our nose, okay, the position of our nose is not hitting the purple wall. Okay, so touching the wall would end us the game. Okay, slowly again picking up a heart. Okay, as you can see, there's a one number. Okay, the game shows us or displayed the variable, okay, the number one. Okay, the more hearts we get or collect, the more I'll start here on this side so that it would be easy. mm, or I can even just change the position of the heart. Okay, a little bit of cheating here. Okay, so I'll just change the position of the heart so that it would be easier also. Okay, the moment I start the game, I pick a heart. I picked another heart. Okay. There's a moment of lag there that increased the number of scores I had because it stayed in the heart section for too long. Okay. Okay. There. There you go. That's for the scoring system that I did. Okay. So if we go to the heart, okay, if we go to the heart sprites, we'll see here that we have the control of showing and hiding, okay, the specific object that was, okay, being approached by the ball. Okay, The problem I had there earlier, wherein there's a longer time before that heart disappeared, okay, increasing the score twice, okay, is because the ball I use is not having a constant color. Okay, so there's a variation of shade here. If we see the costumes, okay, there's a darker orange portion, a lighter orange, and a yellow section. Okay, so that's the variation we had, okay, with the ball. Okay, so with that, I need to specifically target the different colors of that sprite so that it can perform the hide function. Okay, because the only method I used here is the moment a specific color touch, okay, the object, okay, it would perform a specific action like this one. So how did we do this? Okay, so with this, I just added an if statement here. If, then if statement, okay, showing the heart, okay, the hearts the moment that we are in the in-game state, change, added a condition wherein if, okay, a specific color, it we go to the sensing, okay, group, okay, and uh this one, touch color, okay, if this, okay, object, if the heart object touches a portion of the ball. Okay, I just go to the outer layers. See, there are instances that it's not very responsive. So since it detects the slight movement of the mouse, it switches between the different pixels. Okay, so I just need to target it into, or sometimes I can even just go to here, go to the heart section or the ball section, and to the color picker. I'll look for the color picker here. Eh, mm, I think it's this one. No, where's the color picker? I think this one. Okay, if I pick a specific color, okay, in the ball, record its data. Okay, let's say um uh 11, 75, 100. Okay, and then placing it to the specific section of the code. Okay, switching this from 13, 54, 100, changing it to 11. What's the next number? 75. Okay, 100. Okay, let's try this to the let me check first if there's a variation of color in this section here. Okay, 1357 100, 1357. Okay, so with that, okay, I can just change the different colors. 13, I think that's okay. 75. Okay, so we already covered the different variations of the ball, of or the shade of the color of the ball. Okay, so this is how I made the condition that allows us to check if a specific section of the ball touch the heart. Okay, so allowing us to create a behavior for the heart. Okay, or sometimes you can even just include a control. Okay, and an easier way for this is we go to events, broadcast event, change, create a message, and let's say hide. Okay, so we can just change it then to put it in the heart section. The moment the ball touches the heart, okay, it broadcasts a message, okay, that says hide. Okay, and then we include it here. Okay, so instead of us putting this condition here, I can just now add a receive. Okay, a receive block. Okay, switch it to hide. The moment I hear, or I hear the broadcast message hide, okay, I can just now hide the, okay, the bot, rather hide the um state, okay, of the heart, okay. So that's the ano, okay. So that's the main logic behind here. Okay, but the only problem with this is the moment we change the state of the game, okay, it stays that way until it changes back into its previous state. Okay, that's why I did not use the message or broadcast message method. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, did I discuss the subject matter clearly, or do you have any question? Is it was it hard? Was it ano ba? Are there some, do you have any clarifications as to how we implemented a specific object or node or specific blocks on the game? Okay, hopefully I've clearly discussed every portion of the game. Okay, so I think this is it for me. Lastly, okay, we can create now on regards to the topic of game development. Okay, in regards to the topic of game development, um, with our imagination, we can create different set of rules. Okay, if we can't imagine some rules, then we can look for different games we really like, okay, and try to figure out the different rules regarding that specific game. Okay, one question. Let me ask you first. Do you have a favorite game you keep playing on the game or in your phone, or for example, a tabletop game, a one we play on our desk, like a card game or a, let's say, a word game or board game? Do you have a specific game you like? Okay, cause I'll with the game you want to, or the game you really like to play. Okay, we will try to discern or identify the different rules they play on it, or the different rules that plays around with it. Okay, the different conditions we need to meet. Okay, give me an example of a game you really like to play. Any game will do. If
Minecraft.
Okay, Minecraft. Okay, with Minecraft, uh, we have different rules, like um, you have different meters for Minecraft, right? 1 meter is for HP or the health. Okay, the moment our health goes to zero at a specific our health in Minecraft, okay, has a specific value. Let's say, for example, 100. Okay, the moment our health goes to zero, okay, we are being displayed a UI, or a menu that shows us that our character in game died, right? The same thing with hunger. If our hunger meter turns into zero, okay, then there's a specific rule there that damages the player by a certain amount. Okay, if it stays into that specific number or zero number, okay, it damages the player until such time that another rule was triggered. Like, for example, the zero of HP is equal to zero, then that's the moment we are, okay, and the game would end, or we lose the game. Okay, so with this, okay, every game we play, okay, has a specific role, or specific rule that we must meet in order for us to either win the game, lose the game, or increase the points we have or we want to gather, okay, in the game, including that the item or the inventories or the item we collect. Okay, so the moment we kill a specific rather not kill, we defeat a specific enemy. Okay, we defeat a specific enemy, then items would drop. Okay, so there's a condition there that if the enemy's HP is zero, then it spawns, or it shows, or it displays a specific group of items on the current position of that enemy. Okay, so if we try to analyze the games we play, okay, think of the different rules behind the specific behaviors of the characters, of the enemies, of the menu, okay, we'll know that there are rules, okay, in the game that is being played. Okay, so those rules are what we call game mechanics. Okay, in our case, if we want to develop our game, we can just think of the different game mechanics we want to include in the game we want to make, and then okay, try to figure out how we can implement it in the program we are making. Okay, so that's the base, the general idea of game development. Okay, hopefully you've learned a lot from this. Hopefully I've discussed the topic clearly, and hopefully it would add, okay, on the different tools you can use in the future for the competition. Okay? Thank you everyone for being here, and I think that's it for me. If in the future you have further questions regarding your problems, your rather the different applications or programs we are trying to create in Pictoblox for the competition, you can just message, okay, the if you're in the Codeavour group chat in Facebook, you can just message me, okay, on that group chat, because I'm also a part of that group. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you po.
Bye po. Thank you.
Thank you,
Miss
sir.
Cheryl, do you have additional message for the class? Thank you, Miss.